In my local town, bit of game hunting today, just visiting the charity shop, seeing what I can find. Got to try your luck, ain't you? I mean, I had that great bit of luck, didn't I, the other week, there in Lewis. It has happened at last. So, hopefully it'll repeat, but I doubt it very much.
Cancer research is the first visit. Always well priced in here, I find, generally. And a few PS2 games, so things were looking up straight from the off, guys. I mean, there's not a FIFA game here. That was shocking in itself, ain't it? Anyway, as you can see there, Super Buster Move and a few other PS2 titles. Moved on here, Wisdom Hospice was next, but unfortunately absolutely nothing in there at all. So we went to Scope, and yes, there was some games in here. Now this very first one here, look, LA Noire. Now I've got this on the PS3 and I recently replayed it, and I have to say it's still an absolutely brilliant game. So playable. So if you haven't played this, do grab yourself a copy. I mean, even in CX I think it's like £1.50, £2.50, something like that. It's dirt cheap and it's such a great game, and of course it's by them guys at Rockstar, so what's not to love with that one? And as you can see here, in the charity shop it's priced at £1.50, so that would be a great purchase. I'm not really collecting for the 360 though. I've got a load of 360 games, I really must go through them all, but I'm generally picking up PS3 over Xbox 360 at the moment. A DS game there, a couple of DS games, but again nothing of importance. Now this one here, Killzone 2. Now obviously Killzone was originally on the PlayStation 2. Doesn't fetch a great deal of money, and this is Killzone 2, and I think if you go to CEX this is currently £1. But interestingly, Killzone Trilogy on the PS3, they're selling that for £52 in CEX. I can't say I've seen it, and hand on heart, fess up time, I've never played a Killzone game. Am I missing something here? Are they worth playing? Let me know in the comments, guys. Killzone 2 in CX will set you back £1, and in this charity shop it's £1.50, but hey, it's a nice clean copy, so if I was after a copy of that, would I pay the extra 50p? Why not? It's charity after all, you know how it is. Then there's this one here. This is a little charity shop between another two I visit, and there's this We Fit, right guys, now come on. Those of us that go game hunting in these charity shops, how many copies of We Fit have we come across? It is, again, it must have sold absolute bucket loads back in the day. I mean, this title in CEX, they're flogging it for 50p, I think. It's just the game alone, 50 pence ish, rings a bell, maybe £1, I'm not sure, but there's so many copies of it lying around. Dare I say, I mean, so far so good. I haven't really been struck by much FIFA yet, so I'm doing alright at the moment. But We Fit, guys, that sold a few. How many of you actually owned that board, that weigh scale thing? Go on, fess up in the comments. Did you have We Fit back in the day? And make me way along the rest of the shelf here. As you can see, there's a copy of FIFA 15. FIFA has reared its ugly head. But that box set there, look, Alien vs Predator, had like all the Alien vs Predator films on it, so that might not have been a bad buy, but I didn't look at it. Right, okay, now this is interesting. I always take a look at vinyls in charity shops. I don't know why, but I do. I've got a record player out in the games room, and I've got vinyls, but I very rarely ever find anything on vinyl worth picking up from a charity shop. Well, pretty much ever, really. Anyway, the Student Prince and the Great Caruso? Is it just me, or am I seeing Leonardo DiCaprio there? Guys, in the comments, do you agree with me? Is that is that a Leonardo DiCaprio lookalike from back in the day? Anyway, let's get back. Moving on from Leonardo. Other vinyls here, but absolute poop. There really is some awful records in charity shops. Whoever bought this stuff? Anyway, back here we've got some films going on. There are a few games as well in here. I do always have a quick look through the Blu-rays because I like picking up the 3D films for at home, you know. Anyway, I look through here, some nice PS2 titles. Roller Coaster World. I mean, in hindsight, I should have picked that up really, because I know I've got a copy, but that copy that was in this shop was a lot better, and I didn't pick it up. Now this here, look at this. Now, I mentioned this a few videos ago. Theme Hospital. I have great fond memories of this. Now, I don't buy PC CD-ROM games generally, and I didn't buy this. Spoiler alert, guys. But I loved Theme Hospital. I mean, some of them illnesses on there were brilliant, weren't they? Bloaty head syndrome. Was there one where you were like a Freddie, you become like a Freddie Mercury, look-alike and stuff? But honestly, it was such a great original game back in the day. I've got really fond memories of it. I can't remember, I might have had it on PS1. Did it exist on the PS1, guys? Let me know in the comments, were you a Theme Hospital fan? Did you like it? And was it ever released on PS1? If so, I might have to pick that one up, I think, you know? Such a classic. A real classic. A nice mix here, but then look, it's there. Yes, FIFA has reared its ugly head, but at least they've had the decency to put him in some sort of order, but then they gave up, I think. I can't blame them either. But all in all, it's great to have some finds, and looking at the films here, again, I was looking for the 3D titles. I already own this, but guys, what a movie, Dread. So just back from my local town on that little charity shop hunt. How well did I do? Not as well as Lewis that week, guys, but hey, got to be in it to win it, and as I always say, I'll never stop looking. Now let's head to the games room and let me show you them finds I had. So they were the charity shops in my local town. Yes, the usual fodder. FIFA, Call of Duty, but mate, FIFA is just the bane of my life, it really is. But I did find some little games, nothing special, nothing like that Silent Hill I picked up the other week in that charity shop. I will keep banging on about that one, won't I? But anyway, guys, what did I get and what did I find? Firstly, I popped into CX. I didn't buy any games in CX because I had two friends waiting for me in a pub. So you know how it is. I had to get to the pub. It was more important. OG got his beer intake for the day than game hunting in CX. But I went in to look for some 3D films because I've got a 3D telly and a 3D Blu-ray player, and I've got a lovely sound bar and all that. So it's great to fully immerse yourself in the 3D films. So I went in there and I got this Ant-Man and the Wasp. £4 that one, Ant-Man and the Wasp in 3D. I do love my 3D films. Marvel films in 3D particularly are quite good. And I've got another one. I picked this one up more purely because of the price, really. It's not really a Hollywood glamour movie or anything for like special effects and stuff. It's The Great Gatsby. Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's be honest, guys. Leonardo does not make a bad film. I remember watching this back in the day. But it's on 3D. How's that going to translate to 3D? Really, I don't know, because it's not like a special effects like this. Because, you know, people zooming in and out and all that. But this, I'm interested to see what that's going to be like in 3D. Anyway, so I picked up a couple of 3D films, and at them price, they're cheap as chips, guys. But to my pickups in the charity shop, as I say, nothing special. But the first one, I went in, and there was a PS2 game on the shelf. For £1 whole. Yes, Super Bust the Move. We all know Bust the Move, don't we? Popping them bubbles and all that. I should have put it on the screen, actually, shouldn't I, really? But hey, it was £1, and I won't leave it sitting there for that. Manual and the disc there. But what's that cover all about? I mean, there's some stickers on there. I will get them removed. But what's that cover all about, guys? What's the baby? Oh, it's blowing a bubble. Not the best video game cover, methinks. But anyway, for £1, I won't leave that sitting there. And then the other two are a bit sort of quiz-tastical. There was this one. This was £1, right? Deal or no deal. Right now, I do enjoy a little quiz game and what have you. So I thought, let's be honest, right? I'm going to get my DS charged, lay in bed, couple of games of deal or no deal before I go to bed, you know what I mean? I thought that'd be quite good fun. I mean, the manual's a bit crankled there. But for £1, what was I expecting? And the woman in the shop, she opened it up, she checked everything in this one charity shop. I don't know, maybe people are sticking items in the feed or something. She went, is that how it should be? I said, yeah, that's it. So I don't think she knew what a cartridge was, bless her. And only one other game on this week's little charity hunt pickup.
50p this one, again on PS2, and it is the Ultimate TV and Film Quiz. I love Buzz quiz games. I think Buzz is still, to this day, such an underrated title. I mean, me and Mrs. OG come out here quite often, have a few beers, and we sit and play the Buzz games because they're really, really good fun. I've picked up quite a few new Buzz titles. Well, they're not new, are they? They're retro, they're old. I picked up a few more Buzz games for us to try, and I've still got that one, Mr. Alan Belsey, for you when you do get round here. We're going to have a few beers. It's the movie one. Now, he knows his movies inside out, so he will kick my backside at it. But you know what? I look forward to the challenge, so to speak. So anyway, guys, that's me, OGDuffy. They were my pickups from this week's little soiree into my local town. But I did get a few beers down my neck, which is always a positive. So anyway, thanks for watching. What pickups have you guys had? Drop them in the comments. Laters.